About.
Podcast. Something about everything podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Something About Everything podcast, where you learn a little something about everything. I am Cooper Elliott, and with me are three co-hosts, and they will introduce themselves.
What up? It's Caleb for all you new listeners out there.
Long time no see. This is Blake Keith. Glad to have you guys back.
My name is Marco.
Solid.
I mean, you guys did a whole fucking intro. I mean,
Yeah.
All right. That's the officiating crew for tonight, as they say. And I think Caleb has our starting question, so I think we're gonna give the tip off to him.
Yeah, so I was just on Reddit earlier today and I saw this, thought it would be a good topic. So it was under subreddit conspiracy theories, which I don't really know if this is considered one, but it says, what if when we die, the light at the end of the tunnel is the light to another hospital room? There we are born, and the only reason you come out crying is because you remember everything from your past life, and you're crying at the fact that you died and lost everything. As you grow, you start to forget your past life and focus on the life you have now, but patches of memory stay behind, and that's what causes deja vu. So basically, I guess my topic is like, what happens when we die? Is it like reincarnation or whatever? I don't know. I guess you guys can talk about it now.
Can I just
Cooper.
talk about, the actual, the way you say it, I'm taking it technically, word for word. It doesn't make much sense because first off, babies have feelings and emotions and everything before they even leave the womb. And so the light at the end of the tunnel part doesn't really work. Second off, have you ever had deja vu where you were back in the 1950s?
Multiple times.
When I have deja vu,
I'm kidding. I'm
like,
kidding.
oh, I've seen this before, like in a dream or something. I don't know how deja vu works. Don't get me wrong, but I've never been walking around a bunch of old 50s cars listening to Elvis and thinking, whoa, this is from my past life.
But I don't know exactly what the saying is, but people say that souls, how does it go? There's no concept of time with souls or whatever. So it doesn't matter how far back or how far. I don't know what the hell it says.
Well,
it's on one of the comments. I could find it.
Scientists know absolutely nothing about souls. They actually have done plenty of experiments trying to weigh your body before and after you die to see if you weigh less, and they haven't found anything. I see. I know you guys will know this from previous podcasts to our listeners out there, and all my friends know this as well. I'm a strong Christian, and so I believe that a soul is given to us by God, and our consciousness is connected to a soul. Our soul. That's why you feel guilt, is because the soul that God gave you is your moral compass, and it's telling you what you did was wrong. So I believe when we die, everybody gets sent to God's courthouse, basically, and God judges you by whether you decided to repent of your sins in this world or decided not to follow him and not repent. And from there, he makes his decision. So you either go to heaven or hell, in my view. But that's just the Christian worldview. I'm sure many people know about it. So I'd like to hear you guys' views.
I've thought about this, and I think we go to another planet. As fucked up as it seems, I think we go to other galaxies. We just become these alien-looking objects. We're like, hey, we're here.
What religion is that?
Christianity.
Damn.
What kind of Christianity is
Who
that?
said Venus couldn't be heaven? Huh? Who said that? Maybe Mars is hell.
I get what Cooper's saying about the whole Christian thing. heaven and hell. But I told Caleb this morning when he brought that up to me, I told him that I was driving home I was heading back to Hayes, and I just looked outside the window and I was like, what the hell happens to us like when we pass, or like even when animals die or something like that? It's weird because like it's hard to talk about it right now, but sometimes like I'll just be zoned off in my own world and I'll just think about like the deepest things. And then that popped up in my mind and I was like, what really does happen when we die? I mean, like me, I personally think they're like, I agree with Cooper in the sense of like heaven and hell, but sometimes it's cool to just like take a step back and look at other possibilities and see like where your mind takes you and just wonder what the heck actually goes on.
I'm actually gonna bring the two together. Coming back from another life could be God sending someone back to do something in the world. I mean, we don't know.
Well,
It could possibly. We don't know what happens.
Isn't it like it? God damn it, Marco.
Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead.
God,
No,
according
anyways,
to
wait.
sorry, Blake can
No,
go.
mine's a short little thing. Isn't it in India where they don't eat cows, right?
That's Hinduism.
Yeah, but yeah.
So no, but like how they believe, don't they believe in reincarnation? And if you lived a good life, you come back as like a cow or something like that.
Yeah.
I heard something. I don't know if it's them, but
Buddhism is.
I don't want to. Don't quote me. I don't know what it is. But
I think it's yeah. I
because
think it could be Hinduism.
like, it's like sacred that our cows are sacred and they don't eat them and they worship them and stuff like that. So they think if you live like a good life and you like once you die, you'll be reincarnated as a cow.
Yeah, Hindus believe in reincarnation. They call it samsara.
I'm not meaning to be disrespectful to their religion, but why would they choose a cow?
Because
I'm looking that up right now.
It's like what is it? Islams don't eat pigs or something like that, but I don't think it's the same meaning as why they don't. They worship cows because they're like clean, or they're like, I don't know, some sacred animal.
Yes, that's almost exactly right. They do not consider it to be a god, and they don't worship it. They are vegetarians. Hindus are, and they consider a cow to be a sacred symbol of life that should be protected and revered. Because cows are not very many animals are native to India, and cows were the most widespread at the time. So that's probably why they, it's like us. We have a bunch of cattle all around. You wouldn't pick a camel to be your mascot for protecting of life and everything like that. I'm not saying I agree with them. I'm just saying that's kind of like the mindset they were in.
Yeah, I get that.
Definitely.
But I actually have a friend who's a Hindu, and he doesn't eat beef.
He's missing out. But you do you, son.
Yeah, I mean,
what I was saying before was like, because this comment says like maybe you can be reincarnated into the past or future if time is non-linear for souls. But like, I wanted to ask that because I think reincarnation is like an interesting topic. Because like, I don't know, just becoming a human and then dying and based on like your karma or something, like how good of a life you lived, and you become like a bee or some fucking plant. I don't know. It's just weird shit.
You know how pissed off I would be if that was a real thing and I came back as a freaking bee. I wouldn't be so pissed because if I did come back as a bee, I would be a baller at pollinating everything. I'd just be getting shit pregnant left and right.
Like you would
without bees, there's no plants.
Like, bro, the killer hornet would kill you right away.
Like you would be the bee that would like as soon as they're born runs out and stings something like a flower and dies.
Blake could get pissed off as a bee, like I didn't grab enough pollen. Goes out and just stings a bunch of people.
Just
dies after the first one.
In my 1 day lifespan, I go out and sting a kid and die in like 30 minutes.
Oh, this kid
He's actually lived for a couple of weeks.
Little asshole.
But,
honestly, though, I think it's
they live for a while.
To like, it's a weird subject to talk about, though. What happens after death?
I think every human in human nature, we're supposed to wrestle with it. I think that's like half of, that's why people have midlife crises, because they are like, I've been this far, I'm getting closer to my death. What happens when I do that? What happens after? Because nobody has like 100% scientific evidence that they can present to you and tell you this is what happens. All we know is that our bodies start decaying and we can't talk anymore.
Honestly, I think it's one of the things that will never be discovered is what's gonna happen.
I was gonna say I don't think they can
I don't
prove that.
think they ever
I don't
will.
know
The
if-
same way I don't think
I don't know if science can.
the same
prove
way
that.
I don't think they'll ever be able to determine how humans gained consciousness or how we have souls. You know,
The soul
Well,
part, maybe.
how do you
how would
You
they
won't-
figure out
how do
souls?
you
No, like maybe they won't figure that one out.
Oh, gotcha.
Consciences, maybe you will, but like
They have
souls,
some theories about it, but it's not able to be factually proven because it's like maybe back when we were still forming from Homo erectus, then they decided to develop consciousness as a way to survive. But they only have theories. You can't really prove it. Anyway, what were you trying to say, Blake?
Well, how do you? This is I don't know if it's off topic, but how do you explain, like, let's say people that were medically diagnosed, or like they say they died, like they flatlined,
And then they got
or
resuscitated.
and then they said they saw something, and then they came back. How do you explain that?
well, first of all, they said that your hearing
uh,
still works when you're dead. Like
Like if you get or if you slip into a coma. I've heard that before.
no, like they said that people have heard the doctors tell their family that they're already dead. Like their heart's not going. Like your hearing's your last thing that goes
your
away.
brain keeps working for like 7 minutes after you die, doesn't it?
So then, do you think
Yeah.
it's an imagination of?
I think we
I
got
think it's
this stuff in our mind. So
I think it's like a hallucination or something. I don't know.
it's the brain.
I agree with them too, because I don't believe when you die, I don't believe you actually die. When you die on the table, that just means your heart stops beating and your brain activity stops or slows down to the point of basically death for so long. But your body can, come back from it. So I don't count that as death.
So like they're
Like legally, that's why you always say I was legally dead for 9 minutes, because legally you get counted as dead after your brain activity stops at a certain point. But I agree with them too, because you never hear like 99% of time, like if a Christian died and went to heaven, and they came back 7 minutes later, they always say, "Oh, I talked with God," or "I talked with Jesus," and then but when a Muslim dies and gets resuscitated, they're like, "Oh, I met who's the guy who wrote the Quran again?
Muhammad.
Muhammad. Yeah, how did I not remember that? I met Muhammad and I met Allah and all that." And it was just like I imagined. I think it's an hallucination based on your previous worldviews. But
That
like,
makes sense.
I think it's just like, is it
Or-
chemical endorphins? Is that the word, endorphins?
Well,
Or it's
it's
just like
the
a bunch
same
of
thing-
chemical releases that just like make you hallucinate, and then I don't know.
it's the
You
same
can
thing
just-
with like dreaming. We don't know how we dream. How do
Yeah.
you see such vivid, like sometimes you can see so vividly you don't know that you're in a dream. You never know you're in a dream unless you're really talented at
Oh.
detecting that kind of stuff.
Oh,
like
I
in-
know
in
when
some
I'm in
those
a
dreams
dream.
are scary as hell.
But
And
yeah,
not always.
exactly. That's why you're scared. It wouldn't be scary if you thought you were watching TV or if you knew you were in a dream, because you knew nothing could actually harm you. But like
dreams
when
are
all these
scary.
people say they have out of body experiences, like there's a pretty easy way to test if they actually like were floating above themselves in the hospital bed and they could see everything from top down. Like all you'd have to do is say, "Hey, I have a sticky note on top of the cabinet that nobody knows but me. What did it say on it? If you had such an out of body experience while you were dead, what did it say on it?"
What if you did do that and someone did tell you? What are you gonna say? You
Be
know?
freaked out. It
We'd
would
be like,
present
"Hey,
You'd be like,
I
shit.
would change my
listen up, bro. Get away from me, Chucky, before I kick your ass."
Yeah, I'd shoot him dead. If he popped right up and he's like, "Why does it say you need garlic bread from the store tonight?" And I'd just be
I'd
like,
shoot him
"Pop."
alive.
Yeah.
I'll pop out my Bible.
Bam. Like,
Do you guys have all your thoughts out on that question?
I was gonna like move over towards like Deja Vu.
Okay, yeah, move over to Deja Vu.
and,
That's
like,
fine. I don't have any question.
because
I
it
was just
was
asking.
part of that. But I don't know if I don't know. I think about that a lot. Like if it's just, I don't even know how to describe like what even is deja vu. Like defined.
I'm looking it
by
up right now.
Merriam-Webster.
I've heard.
I'm reading.
Defined
Has
as?
anybody had it here? Like who has had deja vu?
I have it
a
all the
lot.
time.
And
I have feelings of deja vu all the fucking.
Like I think though it could be our brain playing with us. Like we think we remembered it,
I
but we
mean,
never
that's
did.
basically almost everything in our human experience. Deja vu is French for already seen. So
yeah, you beat me
basically,
to it. I had it up.
And it just describes those who have experienced the feeling, describe it as an overwhelming sense of familiarity with something that shouldn't be familiar at all. Say, for example, you're traveling to England the first
it's
time and you see something and you're like, I've never been to England before. Why does that feel familiar to me?
I have that all the time. Like whenever I'm out hunting, I feel like I've walked past.
See,
There's
like-
some that I swear like it's happened before because it's real.
I've had I've had it to where I know I've seen myself doing this exact same thing. I've actually had it to where I know if I do this next action, I will still be going in line with that deja vu. And then like I have to do the next action some other time and it
Time
still
travel.
goes. But it's
time travel.
I think it's just our I think it's kind of in the same realm as dreams. Like we have no clue how they happen. But I like it doesn't make much sense to say it's like precognition, because I feel like since I'm a Christian, I believe that only God can give you precognition. Only you can see through the future through God. But I mean, it is possible since time is only linear for us. It could be like the fourth dimension leaking. I don't know. That's just a random wild ass theory that I just threw out there.
Time might not be linear for souls, and then we've gone full circle.
Okay.
Back to the souls. And
What if we have abilities?
A good question after we're done with this topic. So whenever everybody's finished, I'll do the next question.
Okay, Cooper. I'm sorry, but it's my turn. Okay, what if we had abilities though? Like, what if we have things that we like, abilities that we have that we haven't discovered yet? I mean, like not superpowers, just things with our bodies that we can do.
Yeah, that's one cool thing I've always thought about that. Like in the
Have you been reading the Kama Sutra lately or something?
Oh, no, I like that. I've always wondered about like the Russian sleep experiment, how they kept those people awake for so long, and like their primitive animal mind kicks in. Not just
that's
that,
fake.
Yes, it came out as fake, but like it's cool to think like if something like that would happen. No, not like. Well, actually, if the whole story happened, that'd be pretty sick. But like the whole animal mind, where it literally gets into the point where it literally just, I guess, just shuts off all. Crap. What's the word I'm looking for? Basically, we just turn into our old primitive selves. Everything doesn't matter anymore, and survival is most important, and we just go berserk.
That happens almost all the in every life or death situation. That happens.
Okay, but
when you're confronted with somebody with a gun, your mind isn't thinking how much that gun cost or something.
No,
you're thinking,
no shit.
Well, your flight.
Yeah, you're like, dude, this guy's stepping up on me with
peace, man.
No, man, he steps up on you with a scar. You gotta respect it,
dude. If he got us,
that's like
he should be robbing me. I got like $20 in my freaking pocket.
I'd just give him whatever he wants.
Or what if like when humans break new things, what if they're breaking like thresholds like for our future selves? Like we keep improving as like our bodies do. I mean,
I think. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I personally think that humanity has basically evolved as much as it's going to. Like and I think we've been that way for a while. Like you can't name anybody back in the day who had. I think we lost Marco there for a second, but he'll be back in. There he is. I think like you don't know anybody from the 300 BC era. Like they haven't uncovered any skulls that are like super different from us. It's only like thousands of years backwards. And I don't think humans evolve with their body. I think they evolve with their brain. So like think about it. We couldn't fly. Humans can't fly, so we invented a plane. We couldn't swim underwater for long periods of time, so we invented submarines. And scuba gear.
Wait a minute though.
So we don't need to rely on our body to evolve for survival. We rely on our brain.
records keep breaking though on our breathing underwater. Maybe that's just we don't know how
Yeah.
to control that.
I think the breaking records part, including like Olympics and everything, I think that's more due to today you can have Olympic athletes who specialize in the 100-meter dash, and that's all they do their entire lives. They train for that their entire life,
Then we have so
bankroll
much
for
technology to
training.
help them
Yeah,
train.
so much. Exactly. That's why, like in baseball, people are a lot of like we have so many stats nowadays that they can look at and see, oh, I'm hitting this well. And that's why like nowadays you hit more home runs usually than like the people did back in the dead ball era. But I think it's more specialization. It's the same way for back in the 60s and 70s, they didn't have all this technology. The people who played in the MLB, before they played in the MLB, they played like high school ball, and then they might play college, but most of the time they just like worked a job and played in the minors, and then they made it big enough to get into the MLB. Same with the NFL. NFL hasn't always had like you have to go on this course, but nowadays if you don't go high school star, college star to the NFL, it's really hard to get back in. You know what I'm saying? Because you haven't had the same specialization time as these other people who have just been playing quarterback for 8 years. You don't have that experience. You don't have that training. What were you saying, Marco?
Okay. I also have another thing, but I forgot. Oh no. Okay. No, yeah, I forgot. My bad.
Well, I
I
had
did.
Right, that-
Well, you can go
my
ahead.
bad. Go on. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say who has the next. One of you
I
guys
was
said
gonna
you had
say
a
I
question.
had like 2 segues after.
Oh, I had the next
from
question.
that, but it's fine. I was
Are
gonna
you
talk
are you
about
guys ready to
super-
move on to the next question?
Well, if Caleb has something to add on to it,
Well,
let's
I was
hear
just
that
gonna
real quick.
transition into either superpowers or because we were talking about like, kind of like how our mind evolves. I
Mhm.
was just gonna talk about like going to Mars and stuff, and then talk about the new. I don't know if you guys seen. There's only one season out of it on Netflix, but that show with I don't know. It's called Away, and
Watched it.
they go to Mars.
I haven't seen it.
Yep.
I don't watch
With,
TV. I don't know
what's
what
her
you're talking
name?
about.
She's in that Clint Eastwood movie, and then she dies at the end. She's a boxer.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of her name.
Hilary Swank.
Yeah,
You're thinking of
She's pretty
Slumdog Millionaire, right? Or what's the one with her and Clint Eastwood?
I can't think of it.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't seen it.
I feel like it's something with Millionaire. $1 Million Baby. Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
Anyway, so do you want to go to your question or do you want to go to mine?
We can go to yours. It's fine.
Okay.
We can come back to it.
Do you guys think that math is innate to the universe, and therefore when people like figure out new mathematical principles, they're discovering it? Or do you think humans invented math to like describe the world around us?
Probably that.
The second
Yeah.
one?
I think it could be both. I'm not for sure. I'm not very good at math, so I couldn't be
Soon as I
advocate
heard
for that.
TV,
But I mean,
wow.
it's cool seeing like how they use mathematical equations to like solve stuff. And
I mean,
obviously,
there's no right answer. Like people still argue about it.
I think it's so we can be able to. I mean, we didn't know how to measure things back then, but I feel like like you said, it helps to like explain things a lot better. I mean,
Whenever I think of that, though, I think of like how, like Bernoulli's theorem, which is a principle that is like across all walks of life, all parts of nature. There is a principle that is found somewhere in each plant and animal. And here, I'm gonna look it up real quick so I can kind of describe it better than that. But Bernoulli's, it's an equation, it's a principle. Or
Sounds
am I
familiar.
thinking of the right
I
one?
don't know anything about it.
well, dang it, how am I gonna word this? I don't know. I think it's cool
No,
how we use it for like everything. How like especially air travel. Like when I
Mhm.
listen to Elon Musk talk, I don't even
Mhm.
understand what the hell he's saying because he's using all these mathematical terms on how to use trajectory and
Bro, all he's saying is
whatnot.
2 + 2 = that number, and you're
But he
confused.
doesn't freaking say 2 + 2.
You
He talks
fucking
about
blockhead,
spaceships
bro.
and shit. Okay, then explain it then.
Okay, this is what he did, alright? Alright, aliens. Boom, crash ship. He's like, I'm gonna make
You
random numbers
idiot.
so people think I'm smart. I use alien ship to make Tesla. Boom, I'm rich.
Alien ship to make that doesn't make sense.
He
I
got in
know, right?
contact
Do you
with Bob
guys?
Lazar and he's like,
He's
yo, dog,
using
how do
their
you make
technology to
spaceships?
make Tesla, Cooper.
I
Huh?
can
Well,
tell you
that's
how.
engineering.
I
I can
would
tell you
like
how.
to transition into Elon Musk if y'all are. I mean, math.
I don't
If
care.
It
we
goes right
can.
back to Mars.
Yep.
Well, no, it doesn't.
Think about how the hell people are getting to Mars. Is it gonna happen? Are we gonna
It's
do
math.
It's gonna
Are
happen.
humans gonna
It's
get to
gonna
Mars?
happen
In time, yes,
and
it will happen.
It's gonna
But
happen
it's
in
like
our
an
lifetime.
8-month journey.
And 8 months is
That's
nothing.
not very long.
Caleb,
Bro, I
explorers
stayed
to
in
the
class
new
for an
world
hour and a
took
half, and I
6
wanted.
months. Took 6 months, and they didn't know how to brush their teeth back then. Can you imagine how much worse that would be? Instead of in a giant
People got a lot more
space
patience
cap.
than I do.
Okay, I have a
Yeah,
question though. Do you
they're
guys?
gonna be doing stuff on the way. It's not like they're just gonna be sitting there
Yeah,
jerking
trying
off.
to
I mean,
That's
die
exactly
every
what they're gonna
second of
do.
their
What else
but
are they
wait,
gonna do?
8-month
They're gonna be
journey.
in little pods, just drinking and whacking it the whole 8-month trip. Wait, are
I
we still
have.
talking about the same thing?
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
question. Do you guys like personally? Because I personally think it's worth going to space and discovering it, but a lot of people think that we should waste our money working on Earth instead of.
Waste our money. I
I
like
mean,
that you
yeah,
just worded that. That was funny.
I want to
yeah.
go to space. My bad, going.
Okay,
I didn't
yeah.
mean to
Well,
cut you
like
off.
I believe that. I mean, it's better to discover space because we never know. We could find new ways to make medicines. We can find new materials to make things. We can find a whole lot of discoverable things to make life a lot easier for human life.
That's true.
Just a second.
I mean, there's no way in my lifetime that I'm gonna be able to go to space unless I get rich and then I pay someone to shoot me up there. But I remember watching a video of the all female aircraft expedition they had up there, and it showed the view from one of the port windows down on Earth, and it was I didn't even know how to like handle it because it didn't even look real. Like it looks so cool, and I was like, what I would give to experience that. I probably would just go up there, pass out, and die because it'd be so cool.
I'm sorry.
But here's what I'll say to that. I used to be. I think everybody's had a libertarian phase in their lifetime where they're like, I don't care what happens to me. I just don't want all my tax money getting spent on bull crap that's not going to help me and help this country get better and stuff like that. And so I used to hate this NASA. I was like, why are we wasting millions of dollars on spaceships? They're just going to go to outer space and then come back and, you
'Cause
know,
it's cool as
how's
hell.
that? Exactly. I think human exploration is innate to us. I think if you think about it, like exploration has been one of the biggest parts in humanity since the beginning of time. Like if we didn't have that's how all these little hubs, like we all starting in these little small communities, and then once you were able to travel and trade goods, everybody explored. You had Christopher Columbus coming over here and exploring North America and the conquistadors and everything like that. And then after that, when the Louisiana Purchase happened and Mexico ceded the southwestern part of the United States, we sent out Lewis and Clark, and we sent out the rest of Americans to go and explore. Yeah, Kit Carson and all the people at the Alamo. It's human exploration it's just part of us. You can't, and we've found everything. The only thing on Earth that we could possibly do is the ocean floor, and that's just scary to me, honestly. But
The ocean
and
is
also I
scary
think
as hell.
space is way cooler and has way more benefits.
But I
Because
think we
So
should.
wait. So do you think that we should focus on space exploration, or should we map the ocean first? What's more
space
important?
exploration, there's no reason to map the ocean. There's no reason to map the ocean.
We don't know what's deep, like in the bottom of the ocean though. There's
I
things
think
that we
I
haven't.
don't want to know. First off,
I
think
kind of do. What if we find some like cool shark that can like?
There's no way that there's not anything. Like there has to be something dope down there.
Yeah, I know. Like
we still find stuff like I don't know. I don't want to say every day, but we still find new species
down there.
I had this crazy thought in my mind.
Wait. Austin told me this. Austin told me this yesterday that they found. I don't know how legit this is. Cooper, are you looking something up?
No.
Austin told me yesterday that from a satellite image in Antarctica, they saw a 300-foot long object in the water, and it turned out to be a giant squid.
Oh, I don't doubt it, dude.
Oh yeah, dude,
squids can get huge.
I know exactly what that was.
No,
it was
but
Cthulhu.
I'm gonna look that up to see if that's true because he
Cthulhu.
told me that yesterday, and it was.
I
think it's slow as hell.
I think there are so many benefits to going to Mars and outer space and Venus and Europa and stuff like that. And like when you see like whenever I saw Interstellar, that was kind of Interstellar and The Martian blew my mind. Like I was just like, I can't wait to be at this point in our life where we're just launching rockets and going into outer space and claiming these these planets
and discovering non-linear time.
If we can do that, then that means we can drive. That means we can get to other galaxies.
The thing I don't agree with that we should do space like by country. I think we should go as Earth, because I mean,
Marco,
that's like a way.
I don't care about diplomats. I don't care about politics.
Russian, American.
But when we find some alien little weird mother effers, and we have to go to war against them, we're not gonna be like, hey, Russia, hey, we go split. You go there, then I go there. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna be like Earth. Boom.
Marco, humans have always joined with their enemies when there are worse.
Yeah, but like,
think about World War II. The United States hated Russia and all their commies over there. And we still joined with them to help defeat Hitler because he was a common enemy. Aliens would definitely be a common enemy. I'm not worried about that. I think the only people who should be asking for that are non-Americans, because non-Americans aren't going to get there first. I'm sorry. We have SpaceX, we have Blue Origin, we have NASA. We're going to reach other planets before anybody else does, just like the moon. Anyway, I think I need to transfer this into what I love about Elon Musk. I don't know if I might have said this on the podcast already, but Elon Musk has to be the coolest guy in the world right now. I mean, this is the same guy who said, whenever they said, what if there are no aliens out there? They asked him this in a Q&A once, and he said, and I quote, I guess that means there's more planets for us. Bro, that's just a power move, dude.
He's trying to cover himself.
About it.
He's a freaking alien. That guy is like Men in Black. He's the ones that stretch his skin back. And
just because he's from
see
South Africa doesn't mean he's like,
wow.
Dude, that's kind of racist.
Dude,
wow, I didn't even get to that point.
Dude, he grew up around those giant freaking sharks out there. He's like, nah, man, screw the water.
I ain't staying here no longer.
He's like, screw the water, bro. We're going up to the big dark hole in the sky.
You gotta watch out for the tuna off the Cape of South Africa, though. That's what I've heard.
Really? Or are you just being sarcastic?
You need to watch out for the tuna.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You're a tuna.
Oh, but the dude, not even SpaceX, like not even just SpaceX. He owns. Can you imagine telling a 3-year-old that they were gonna own a rocket company, an electric car company, a company that sells flamethrowers,
building tunnels underground,
tunnels under the earth, and you're also gonna make millions of dollars.
Did you see that? I think it was in 2018 or something like that. He was the highest paid CEO with like, it was like $300 to $500 million.
But and he's also like he believes in his projects. It's not just like Jeff Bezos. He owns New Origin, which is a competing private rocket
That's what
company.
that's called. I forgot the name of that one.
But
Wait, who has the blue one?
He gives them $1 billion every year because they have, he has unlimited funds basically.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so he gives them $1 billion and he says, you do with this what you need to get our rockets in the sky. But there's no, like, I've watched an entire documentary about it. There's no push at New Origin because they don't have to succeed to keep getting money. They have to, they want to build the rocket and they want to build it right. And I appreciate that. But SpaceX, he started when he wasn't like super rich. He had a lot of money from PayPal, but he invested almost all of it in SpaceX to get it off the ground. And they almost went bankrupt in 2008 until if they had not made it was going to be their last test launch. If they didn't make it, they were going to die, or their company was going to cease to exist. And their last launch worked on their Falcon 1, and so the government started giving them contracts. And so they have to keep improving. They even say so themselves, no two Falcon 9s are the same. They keep improving each aspect because if they don't improve, their business will die. And so will their hopes of getting to Mars. And so will Elon Musk's hopes of getting to Mars. And so he really believes in it. Like, he puts almost all of his money but right back into SpaceX, even as much as he gets paid. He takes $1 million and he puts the rest in. And I mean, you got to commend a guy for it. And he does the same thing with Tesla. And he actually started Tesla as a way to fund his Mars venture. And then he started the Boring Company as a way to fund his Mars venture. And that's the only reason they launched satellites into the sky for the government, is to fund their Mars venture. If they didn't need money, they would not be where they are today. And I appreciate, that's just straight up capitalism in effect, first off. And then second off, that's just pure hard work and will and determination. On the personal side, I don't really agree with a lot of Elon Musk. Like, his choice in women isn't for me, but man's got to do what man's got to do, I guess.
Definitely.
Sorry, that was my rant on Elon Musk.
You just fanboyed right
you're
there.
good. Yeah, you did.
That was a fanboy rant. I hope he sees this. Maybe he'll buy you and be like, "Hey,
he's
I
a
want
good
that
one
guy
to
I love you,
fanboy
Elon.
over.
I want a Tesla.
I mean, he's a smart guy. He's a smart man.
That's what I'm
He's probably
debating
one
on.
of the
I'm like,
smartest guys.
do I want a Tesla or do I want to get a nice truck?
I've been
later
saving
on.
up for a Tesla since they came out.
I wouldn't get the.
I have in my funds, I have like $40 for one, so I think I got a ways to go.
You know what would be
But
funny?
I've also been spending a lot too. So
Same.
You know what would be funny is if Tesla, or if somebody else started another electric car company, called it Edison, and then stole literally all the designs of Tesla, and just made it them own, and then they made it really big. I think that'd be hilarious.
I think that could be honestly could happen.
That's gonna lead to a crusade. We're not gonna let that happen twice. If you know, you know. You guys got all quiet.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he could be.
There were like 7 crusades, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of let them happen
I'm
twice.
talking about no. I'm talking about Edison stealing Tesla's ideas.
Oh yeah, that's what I was referring to.
You guys didn't get my joke. Whatever. It bombed.
You guys didn't get my joke.
We'll let our audience decide.
Hey.
You guys can tweet us at, what's our Twitter handle again?
Oh yeah, we need to bring that up because we want to do like a cute.
Let me see.
Well,
yeah,
we want to
do like a. I know
we're promoting our brand, as you guys can see.
SAE_podcast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put that in the description on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Made by yours truly.
Spotify.
And we'll put our YouTube channel, our Twitter link, our we have an Instagram as well.
Channel.
We haven't really posted much on that yet. We're kind of a small channel, but
we are global.
Hopefully you guys.
So
we're global.
We are. According to statistics, we are.
Also, get out there. Go follow us. Tell your friends.
Yeah, we wanted to do like
talking to you, San Jose, California. We get some
I know you guys are following because of me, but yeah, that's it.
Probably true.
Marco, give him a shout out in Spanish.
I am not gonna do that, Cooper, because I'm pretty sure they can talk English too.
No,
but hey, Shout out, my
Hey,
friends.
we do have people in South America, so if you got Portuguese or anything, you can.
I can speak that. I'm just kidding. I can't. I'm not
I
gonna
don't think you
disrespect
can.
anybody.
No, but we wanted to do a little Q&A. So if you guys have any questions or anything for us, we'd love to hear it.
Tweet at us.
So
I have a question. How do you guys feel about the fires in California?
what started them? Just
Basically, what
dry-
happened?
Well,
Whoa.
yeah,
A what?
A gender reveal. You
Uh,
know what
that's
they do
really
for
what
a
babies.
birth
started?
reveal.
I
saw
saw
a
that.
meme
A
about
gender
that, and I
reveal.
was so confused.
Yeah.
Yes. Imagine being the people that started it, though.
It's fine. Anyways, we don't have to discuss it because we don't.
Go
I
ahead.
don't really want to get into this stuff. But no, we don't. I learned
I want to
something new
discuss it.
today, and I've never really understood it until I watched the documentary. It's on Netflix. It's called The 13th. It's about the 13th Amendment. And basically, I think people get confused with the all the protests and stuff now because they say that people are still enslaved. What they're meaning is that they're labeled as criminals and they're stripped of their rights. So then that basically means that they're enslaved and that they were targeted. So it's not necessarily they're bought and they work for free. I'm not doing a very
I
good
think it's,
description of it. So if you go out and watch it, it makes a lot of sense.
Go check it out.
But some things
Shameless
you can
No,
argue.
I know what you mean.
But to me, after watching that, I understood it with the evidence shown. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting topic to go on because I've always been confused. I'm like, I don't think there's people aren't being bought and used for free labor.
No, yeah, I
But
think it's just more
another-
like they still
Another thing I
feel
saw
like
on
they
there
have-
is they're saying that there is slavery within prisons. So what they mean by that is they're locked up. They do free labor for all kinds of companies and stuff. Caleb was up there when this
Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret. Every big corporation has these people working for them. But here's the thing. Here's how I see it. If you are in prison for a petty crime or something that you're in there that you didn't really deserve to be in there, if you're innocent or anything like that and you work for that, I understand that's why you'd categorize it as slavery. I get it. If you're in there for a serious crime or a legitimate crime, you have no room to be talking. You're in there because you lost your rights, you broke the laws, and I think that you're in it for a reason, so you can't really complain about doing work. And what else are you going to do? You're just going to sit in your cell and not do shit all day long. It looks like you have something to say, Marco.
Okay.
Marco.
Yeah,
I was saying,
Cooper, time out. Okay, I think that we should make certain groups of people do work.
Whoa, there.
Whoa! What the hell does that mean?
I'm kidding.
Hey, whoa. But no, I think it should be what crime they committed, honestly. I think
some
if you've
people
done
are
rape,
falsely-
you've done...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If you're falsely
They were talking
accused,
about
I think
that
if you're
in
still on
the-
trial...
in the documentary, some people, a lower income family or whatever, then say this guy, his family doesn't make a lot of income, and then he gets arrested for a crime he didn't commit, which is what they were talking about, and then he went to jail and blah blah blah, and then they posted bail, and it was $10,000, and his family couldn't pay it, so then he was just stuck in jail and he couldn't get out.
It's corruption.
Well,
honestly,
he's in there and he's forced to work.
I think what we should do
He doesn't deserve
before
it.
we start getting into all this, I think we should all watch it, and then we can come back.
Yeah,
and
I didn't
talk
watch the
about
full
it.
thing, so I can't.
I watched
talk.
I
Wait, I have
watched
a
the full
question.
thing, but I need to watch it again just to get the facts straight.
I watched 10 minutes. So
The corruption
do see
thing
what you
is a
mean,
part of
though.
it because in the documentary it talks about a corporation called ALEC, and I couldn't tell you what the abbreviation or what it fully means. They built private prisons, so they were basically built to succeed because they just brought in they housed all the inmates and just got billions of dollars. I think it profited 1.5 billion in the past few years, something like that. But yeah, like I see the corruption side of things, but I think that before we start talking about all this, I think that we should at least watch it first, just to be sure.
I do
we're
have
on
a
the same
thing to say.
page.
I mean, there's always innocent people in jail. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
of course,
Well,
it's
no,
terrible.
There
Listen to
always will
this.
be.
And-
I have another statistic too. I watched that movie. What's the one with Jamie Foxx? It's the
Oh,
one
I know
about the Harvard lawyer.
Law-abiding citizen.
I know what you're talking about.
No,
yeah.
no, no. That's a good movie too. Go out and watch that. Law-abiding citizen. It's good.
The one where he committed a crime, but
Yeah,
he didn't.
it's the one where he was tried for murder and he's found guilty even though he's innocent.
And everybody was against him.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, they had a statistic that said out of 9 people on death row, 1 person is innocent. And to me, that's a pretty big number.
Okay, wait, just a
Just
second.
mercy.
How
Or
do they
pretty
get? How do
significant
they
number.
get that
Mercy?
statistic? How do they
That's
get that
evidence.
with that statistic without the guy getting out of death row?
No, because evidence comes out right after they're
After
dead.
they die, they find out that they.
Yeah, they get more
There's
evidence.
cases about that all the time. Like they'll find out that they're like, oh, or they'll have like a witness or two come up and be like, yeah, that wasn't him.
I mean,
And most of the time, like in that movie, I mean, I don't want to give out any spoilers, but this is how it works in real life. But a dude
got next.
a dude that was charged with murder, first degree, was given a plea deal, so he didn't get the death penalty. And he said that he saw Jamie Foxx, the actor in that movie, he saw him commit the crime, even though it was false, just so he got off easier and didn't go to death row. And then it like what happened because of that is tongue tied. What happened is that Jamie Foxx's character ended up getting arrested and then tried for first degree murder of a white female because he basically fit the stereotype as a murderer because of his skin. But it's a good movie. I need to look it up to see what.
Okay, wait.
It's like.
Sorry. Okay, I have the
Just Mercy,
statistics
by
right
the way.
now.
What is it?
Just Mercy is the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Just
what it is.
Mercy with Jamie Foxx. Check it out. The
Michael B.
statistics, though, in a study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, determined that at least 4% of people on death row were and are likely innocent. So
yeah,
that is over a certain amount of time. That's a certain time frame.
Well,
Why-
I get what you but
No, but wait.
I
Let me just say
think,
this.
That movie was based back during the civil rights movement, so that statistic could have been from that time period. And you just brought up that, what'd you say it was? 4%?
4%.
Is that what you just? Yeah,
It's still
that-
a lot, though.
4%
it
is
should
not a lot.
it should be 0. But
Yeah,
if you look
It
at
should
it,
be 0. Yeah.
if you look at
The
it in
world should
today's
be
day and age-
sunshine and rainbows, but it's not. Nothing's
Yes,
perfect.
exactly. But here's the thing. In today's world, how many executions happen a year now? It's not very many. Compared to what it used to be, was the number back in the day was huge compared to what it is now. Like I don't know the exact statistic. No, but if you look at it, it could be like back in the day 30 to 40 a year. And then now it's like
Oh, you're saying number of death row? Yeah.
yeah. No,
think
like
it should go up.
actual executions. Like
Yeah,
actual executions.
I think first off, I didn't really get a chance to talk when you guys were talking about the whole prison system and everything. I think that prisoners who are forced to work are I think they should. I don't think it's enslavement because you have the choice to break the law or not. If you're innocent, yeah, and you go to jail, you're already getting a payday when you get out of jail. I think those should be tremendous paydays. You got your rights stripped away from you and you were innocent and you got your rights taken by the state, then yeah, you should get a payday. But if you're not innocent, which probably like 99.9% of all inmates are not innocent, they're in there because they actually did the crime. And nowadays when we have DNA testing and everything like that, you can prove it a lot easier. And if you did the crime, you should have to do some, like, you're not benefiting society in any way. You're actually leeching off society if you go to jail. Just a second,
Yeah,
Marco.
because
I'm still finishing through all these.
the amount of money that people pay out of their own taxes to house an inmate is more than it's like $40K plus, I'm pretty sure, per inmate.
Well, yeah, that's how much it costs to feed them
and house them. So it's more money for them. It's more money for them to be locked up than it is them being on the street.
So it's not even slavery because you're getting free stuff. It's not like
you're getting free food, free place to stay. I mean, shit's gonna happen to you in there. It's how it
for
works.
the innocent people, it is though.
Well, yes.
Marco, but when the innocent people have to work, they have to work. Okay, and then they get there, and then they end up they find new evidence and they exonerate the person. Those people get $75 million paydays. I think that more than repays how much they're getting.
What I'm saying though, half of the time is we say that they have DNA and all this, but we have to agree. Every cop in every country is corrupt, including ours. There has to be. Yeah.
Not every
Did you
cop.
say every? Hey, bitch.
No, not every cop. I'm saying every country has.
Every cop.
No, I'm saying every country has a corrupt cop. Our country has corrupt cops.
No,
yes.
Wait, hold on.
Just a second.
Every department has a corrupt person.
Yes,
I wouldn't say that either.
And those,
yes,
I think that most departments
you can have a department of
like
200 people and not have one corrupt person.
The world isn't birds and beautiful. There's bad people. You can do anything.
Who is paying a corrupt cop $150 to look the other way on their public nudity charge in Meade, Kansas?
It's gonna be
Meade. We're in Meade, but in New York, it's a lot easier.
Every department, not New York.
I said every. Blake said that. I said every country has corrupt cops. Every country does.
No, but here's the thing.
Every
Listen,
country has murderers. Every country has rapists.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is,
shut up, Jesus Christ! Listen to me. Every single business has a corrupt person.
Exactly.
No matter where you go, someone is going to be corrupt. You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you're corrupt.
Who's corrupt in Meade Thriftway?
You're corrupt.
There's someone in there probably stealing cash from the registers
when
or
you
stealing
work.
food or some shit.
Okay, well,
I'm just saying that
corrupt is different than that. It's just straight up thievery.
Yeah, but you're still corrupt. What I think is, Mexico's corrupt as fuck, yeah. But United States is corrupt in some places too. I think that, like you said, there's DNA to cover things. But cops don't always use DNA. There's things that you don't need DNA for.
Marco, here's the great thing.
You're not going to use DNA for a drug dealer, are you?
Yeah, you can.
But you're not going to use it.
You can. You should.
But you're not.
Marco, that's the great thing, though, about America is that cops don't persecute the criminals. They simply arrest them, and then the lawyers and the judge and the jury decide if they're innocent or not, based on evidence.
Buddy,
and evidence can be collected by many different cops.
Our cops could be corrupt. What people say could be true. We can't deny it without. They don't have evidence half of the time. But half of the time.
Well,
what?
That's why the burden is on the people to prove them guilty. That's
what I'm saying. They don't have evidence half of the time. I'm agreeing with you half of the way, Cooper. Chill. Let me talk before you freak out. But like what I was saying. People, you're going to look up statistics, but statistics doesn't cover up lies. It doesn't tell you lies, does it? Not every person's going to go to court. Not every person has a chance to go to court.
Every person who is in the prison system has to go to court.
Yes, but not everybody's fair. That's what I'm saying. If you have corrupt judges, you have corrupt cops, it's not fair.
That's why we have a trial of your peers. It's not a trial by judge or a trial by cop. It is a trial of your peers.
Dude, the only way you can have a judge... Okay, wait, hold up. I'm going to stop myself before I fuck this up. Most of the time, the jury decides whether you're guilty or not. In other cases, yes, the judge will determine your sentencing. Or a magistrate, which will... I know I studied... I did a paper on Canadian law last year, and in special cases, people go to a magistrate, which is just a one-on-one, and then that judge decides what happens. But most of the time, here in America, it's done by the jury.
Well, there are some cases, like if it's a speeding ticket, you're not going to call in 12 people
Well,
to do a jury,
no,
dude.
no. It's like
That's
if it's a
decided
legit
by a
crime.
judge.
If it's
Unless
like a
you
legit
can,
crime, then yes.
even in those cases, you can appeal it to such an extent that you can get a jury for it. They try not to, like, it's not the best way because it wastes a lot of time and it wastes a lot of resources. But sure, if you have the money to pay for a lawyer, do it.
Yeah,
But
but most people don't, and then they get public lawyers,
which aren't great.
which aren't the best. Yes,
They're
that is
newbies.
yeah,
which
of course
that
they're
is
not
true.
the best. If you're not getting paid like the big bucks, you're not going to be the best.
I wish I
But
could.
they still have to do the best job they can.
Yes, that's true.
And you
I
can defend yourself if you think they're doing a bad job.
Oh yeah,
That's the great thing about this country.
yes.
Yeah, but there's
I
a lot of
wish
things.
I wish I could remember the quote from the documentary, but it basically said, the system, it makes sense, and I'll have facts to back it up to some extent. It said our system, the criminal justice system, supports the rich and guilty and doesn't support the poor and innocent. Basically what Caleb was saying earlier about the bail. So like if someone gets thrown in jail for some petty crime or something like that they didn't do, or they said that they were convicted for, if they can't post bail, they're in jail. And then if like a rich person goes in, like gets arrested, they can pay bail and get out.
Yeah, but bail is only till the hearing. If you post bail, you only get out of jail until the hearing. If you're convicted guilty, you can't pay a certain amount of money to get out of jail.
I guess that's true. But
bail is only, and your hearing should be within 72 hours. So I don't see any, like, if you're poor and you can't afford $10,000, which I don't blame you, who can, then you just sit in jail.
I think it's also talking about lawyers too.
I think a lot of Netflix shows kind of go into the racial side too, and I'm sure I've seen the poster for 13th. It looked pretty.
It did.
It looked pretty racial, and I have like, they probably talked about how many inmates are, black or Latino, and I'll actually pull.
I don't know if it did. It actually gave statistics. So in 1970, there was 200,000 inmates, and then it skipped to modern day, and it's 3 million plus. But it didn't give the racial.
That's another thing.
It didn't give it didn't give the racial statistic.
When we see how many,
I guess.
But when we see how many Latinos and Black people are in jail, it changes our perspective too.
Oh wait, never mind. Forget what I was going to say.
I
was going to say that U.S. makes up 5% of the world's population. This is coming from that documentary, so it's not from my own personal thing. So if you guys want to go fact check that, go ahead. It said 5% of the world's population comes from the U.S. and 25% of the world's prisons come from the U.S. I was just throwing out that fact just because I think it fits what's going on right now.
Okay, but you can also look at the crime rate from 1970 and the crime rate to now, and it's a lot lower. And that could be because we're getting violent people off the streets, don't you think?
Yes, that's true. But the reason why the U.S. has such a huge incarceration problem is because of the laws that were made within the 1970s till now.
Like what kind of? Are you talking about drug laws?
Drug laws, yes.
Yeah.
So it started with stupid petty crimes, mandatory crimes, 3 strikes, stuff like that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with 3 strikes.
You
get away on the first 2. You have 3 times to decide if you want to turn your life around.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. But if it's like a stupid crime, like a stupid petty crime, I don't think you deserve to go away for 25 plus.
Okay, but that's nothing. Yeah, that's true. You can. That's why news stories about stupid crimes getting 25 plus get big news.
Yes,
get big news stories.
The exception to that is you shouldn't be committing those crimes anyways. Like if you fucked up twice, why would you do it? No, why would you do it a third time? That's also my question.
Sometimes the only choice.
I'm not going to say I understand that it's your economic situation, but if everyone knows about 3 strikes. At least I assume that most people do.
Yeah, it's pretty familiar.
Yeah, so if you commit 2 stupid petty crimes, you know that the next one you get caught with, you're screwed.
But the thing
So I
is,
don't-
that's sometimes the only thing that people know what to do is commit crimes.
Yes, that's true. If you grow up in like a bad neighborhood,
I mean, it depends
and
where you
you're
grow
around
up.
the wrong, if you're like,
Is
the
there something
community-
that I mean, it makes common sense. If you grow up in crime, and that's
Yes.
how you grew up,
If
you do crime. You do what you see when you grow up.
Yes, that's true.
I can give you a big example.
I wish I could remember the theory about that, but it's something about like community or
It's just like
development. Also, like if you're born
You guys,
in like a bad area, and
from
then
what I'm hearing a better reason to lock more people up. Because if we have entire neighborhoods who are just going to commit crime when they grow up, why not lock them all up? So there's no crime.
So but you have to let them do crime first.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, I understand that. Why not lock them up on the first strike then? That's what I'm saying.
Well, it depends
Get
on what
criminals off the street. If they're just going to do it 2 more times, lock them up.
Well, no. It depends on what they do.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I don't think
like-
there should be any excuse. Or I don't want to excuse somebody who stole a person's car.
Well,
who-
yeah,
who committed theft.
Well, GTA is the legit crime, but like if you steal like
that's a felony.
if you steal like a bike, it's like a petty crime. It's
Yeah,
not.
I understand that.
It's stealing
But still,
property, but it's not GTA.
These people aren't innocent. These people are all guilty of a crime. It's not like
yes.
they could have decided, I'm not going to steal that bike. How much are they going to sell that bike for? $50 at most?
Or
you can make that. You can make that in 4 hours at a minimum wage job.
Well, that's the problem.
I think
they're presented with a better opportunity that involves crime than what they are without. So when they grow up, they're involved with criminal behaviors and activities because they make more money basically,
and it's easy.
I think these criminal, like you see them in low income neighborhoods, and I agree with you. I think these are just communities who don't they can't rise up, because I've talked about the issue in low income neighborhoods with fatherlessness. It's huge. 82% of all households in low income neighborhoods have no father. And so there's no role model for young men are mostly criminals, like in those neighborhoods. They're almost all.
How recent is that stat? I'm just asking so we're.
Let me see if I can find it again.
And also,
so we don't get attacked.
Where are those fathers too? They could be in jail.
Yes, that's true. They could be in jail. Or
if they were in jail for committing a crime, then that's a good thing.
No, yeah, but the thing is, if you're gonna blame it on fatherless, it's gonna just keep going on and on. If you know what I mean, it's a cycle. It's gonna keep going.
Okay, but I think humans each have their own independent will. I was born in Southwest Kansas. And I was raised up around farmers and small town folk, and that's not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, because I have an independent will, and I've learned stuff outside of what that is, and so I'm going on to do something else.
Yeah, but some of us are born more fortunate than others.
Yeah, as you say,
that's true. I'm extremely fortunate. I'll be the first one to say that.
That is true. I agree with you on that.
But there's nothing stopping a person who is a criminal right now from unless they if they've been convicted, that's a different story. But if this guy's sitting right here and he's eyeing a car and he's like, I'm going to steal that car, there's nothing in the world stopping him from going down to the McDonald's and applying, or going to Walmart.
The thing is, how are you going to make a living off McDonald's?
Many people do.
No, it's a start.
It's a start.
That's all you need is you just need to just start somewhere and then just.
I think it depends.
Walmart CEO started out as a stock boy.
Yeah, but
and now he's the top. Now he's the top.
Must be nice.
You can work your way up in Walmart easy.
Yeah.
You can work your way up I'm not gonna say work your way up anywhere is easy, but it's
people,
just that
people will go to it. People will go to McDonald's and they'll work there and they'll be like, "Can I take your order?" Yeah, sure. Yeah, and then they'll throw it at you and they'll be like, "Why am I not getting paid more than $7.25?"
I don't think
you know what I'm saying? A lot of people,
the college kids.
They don't deserve $15 an hour.
A lot of people will be mad at companies that won't pay them more or won't let them rise up and make more money.
Mediocre work, people.
And they'll blame them for their low economic status when they're not willing to put the work in.
You have to know that half of those are college kids that have already everything handed to them half the time. So they don't know how to work.
A lot of them.
But I guarantee you.
I'm a college kid. I know how to work.
Yeah, but I
s-
guarantee you. But wait, I'm not done yet. I
Okay.
guarantee you, if a person that came from nothing is getting paid 720, they're not gonna complain because
No.
they
If you're
literally
getting
know what
paid-
rock bottom is. They know what rock bottom is. So I mean, I doubt it's them complaining.
But also, here's the other thing. They can be working somewhere that pays that money, or they can be working with, they can get involved with a gang or organized crime and get 10 times the amount of money.
Quicker,
And then-
but
For
have
doing
a
So
risk.
who-
way less work.
Yeah, and what do you think they're going to choose to do? They're going to go the route with more money. Even though it's not ethical or moral, they're going to go that way.
Even
Because
though
it
we
provides
know,
more.
even though we know they have a better, they could do something better for themselves. They inside they don't feel like they have any hope. That's what it is. It's all perspective. I mean, we can see it, but they
And
can't.
some people, frankly, they just don't care about bettering themselves.
No, yeah. Some people just
They
think
don't
it's
have the
motivation.
motivation
So
or
and
even just
and
the
for that,
willingness to
I don't think
want
that
to.
should be. I don't think that should be any prevalence to a trial. Like the guy stole a car. It shouldn't matter if he thought he could get rich doing it, even though he comes from a low income neighborhood. He's still guilty.
He knew what he was doing. You know, he knew what he was doing.
All right, fine. All right, guys. Go follow us.
Yeah.
Ask us some questions. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Thanks, guys, for listening to us tonight. This has been Cooper, Blake, Caleb, and Marco, and we're from Something About Everything.
podcast.
Later. Bye, guys.
We love you.
Adios.
About
Podcast. Something About Everything podcast.